Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the light you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the light you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the light you tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
and welcome back to another Nerd TV Wednesday broadcast live from the Buttkicker Grand National Series. This time, trucks at '08 Bumpy Daytona, as we're live for the OP Series every single Wednesday night here on Nerd TV as we kick off the countdown to green, presented by Icon Apparel Company, of course. And we're going to go over the random stuff. We'll go over some points. We're in mid-season form, race 8 of scheduled 19 events this year. And there we go. There is the foggy weather. It doesn't say foggy on there, but it's foggy. You can look over turn 2. It is not clear. 68 degrees, that's a complete lie. It's still 75 to 80 degrees minimum in Florida, so that's a lie. But 94% humidity, that's truthful. Partly cloudy and 8-mile-an-hour winds. Bumpy Daytona plus winds on a truck that has no weight in the rear end equals a very, very fun time. So we're going to see what that looks like here this evening. And my name is Jeremy Stanley, a.k.a. Jay Swifty. To my right-hand side, the guy of 1,000 hats, minus harboring Steve this week. It's Dustin Loxton. What's up?
Hey, what is happening? Back in action for the drivers of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series. Yes, our dear friend Steve Rada he is currently on his way back home. Will not be arriving back in your state, Jeremy, until probably about 1 in the morning. But he was up here for a visit, and it was fun. We enjoyed it. Got to do some stuff. Went to a Comic-Con here in the cities, so it was kind of neat. But now we're back, racing action. OP trucks, probably my favorite vehicle to run here. Bumpy Daytona, probably my least favorite track to run, at least until I get my my shoulder and bicep fixed. But
Some hardware fixes.
yeah, but race 8. I mean, we're at race 8. We are again race 8 out of 19. Points are really starting to matter at this point in time, Jeremy. So drivers are really trying to bid for every spot they can when it comes to that ever important stage break. At the completion of lap 35, drivers are giving everything they can to try to get every position possible to get in that top 10 to gain those ever crucial points. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, kind of watching this pack on track right now. There's 6 trucks in a pack. You guys are all over the place, but they're not wrecking each other. And hopefully we get to see a good bit of this tonight. There you are. There's the pack I'm talking about. Dustin knows where I'm looking. I see Randy Cornwell, the driver of the 922, not in his usual rooftop Astro colors. He's in a Casey Kane style throwback here with the chrome red, looking beautiful. That's a different change up there for that driver who showed up, 4 races ago, 3 or 4? So he's not in it for the points right now unless he picks up a win. Then we'll see how that sorts out. But yeah, Mark Mann, he's got a 7-point lead over Gabe Butler. Then Vicente Guerrero, which is your race sponsor tonight. He's 11 points back. Adam Kilday, 17. And then Jeff Crosby Jr. and Dana Shepard tied for 5th, 20 points out. So there's your top 5 currently, as we got another probably 1 or 2 minutes left in this practice session. They better not fool us, Dustin. They have 13 minutes left on the clock, but that would be way far behind.
Oh, absolutely. And you touched base on the points. So the points that Jeremy was giving was just based on point accumulation. That's it. So positional points, stage points. Of course, as in every OP series over here, it is a win and in. That means if you get a win, you are locked into the playoffs. And those drivers are the 4 drivers that have green next to their name. That's Mark Mann, Gabe Butler, James Mayer, and Sean McCara. All have at least 1 win, with Mark Mann leading the way at 3. So they are locked in. It doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter where they finish. They will have a guaranteed spot when the playoffs start. So that pushes everybody else down that Jeremy was talking about, and that's where they kind of line up right now. You see Jimmy Reynolds, Gary Bergeron, Andy Briganti, and Alex Giffen are currently under the cut line. So they are ones that are either A, wanting to get a win to lock themselves in, or have an excellent race to propel themselves up the standings.
I got to make some corrections on the points because admins have failed to post a screenshot for 4 weeks. So I'm going to re-go over that top 5 as we go qualifying. I had to do the manual search to figure this one out. So thank you guys for sticking with me, all 17 of you. I'm going to go through it one more time, but we're going full screen. We're going to ride along with what was my comment that I made, Dustin, last time? We don't go with the top 3 or the top fastest guy. It was just pick one and go with it or something. I still got to think of a name, but Rick Sebrands was the fastest. But we're going to go with Kyle Ether. Kyle Ether, 960. The whole rooftop team have changed their schemes to this Casey King style paint. But as I was going to make that correction, here we go. Your new top 5 as of last week, this is official, is Gabe Butler. He is 7 points ahead of race sponsor Vicente Guerrero. Second place back is Adam Kilday at 23. Mark Mann in 4th, 31 back, and Jeff Crosby Jr. is your top 5. So not too much name changes. But that being said, you mentioned wins. So your current winners right now is 3 wins to Mark Mann, so he's locked in. Gabe Butler has a win. Got to go all the way down the list. So it's 27th in points to find James Mayer, who's only made 3 starts. I don't know if they're going to allow him in. But then you also have Zachary Workman, who's made 2 starts. So I don't know if he's going to be in. And then Sean McCarra with 3 starts. So Dustin, it almost looks like only 2 drivers with wins are going to be locked in so far.
Yeah, and if you recall, when we talked to James Mayer after his win, he said that he was running a very limited schedule due to work and everything else, but he was going to try to catch any races that he could. So it's, again, we're not going to know for certain until the playoffs get ready to start because drivers do have real lives. It has been known because it's happened to me. Mark Mann knew that he was going to be missing a good portion of the playoffs on the Monday Premier Series last season and vacated his spot, and I was the next in line and was able to receive it. So, again, there could be some moving and shaking at that point in time, and we'll find out as we get closer. Shout-outs in the chat. Jeff Brown from iRacing iFlag says, nice! Some OP racing time with the nerds. And little do you know that he is actually in the broadcast booth with us, just sitting in the background. He's our unofficial supervisor, so he's going to let me know, Jeremy, when I sit here and completely screw something up big time. And Dan Parent says, howdy, nerds. How you doing, Dan? As you see, qualifying times are rolling in. Right now, Zachary Workman holds the top spot at a 51.60. Eric Lowry second. Vicente Guerrero, your race sponsor for tonight. Thank you so much, Vince, for your sponsorship for tonight's race to allow us to bring all the action to all the fans out there. Well, he's now 4th, and Dana Shepard is 5th as Gabe Butler comes in at a 51.59.
Yep, as the times are continuing to still file in here with just a minute and a half left in this session. No surprise, we see the 88 and the 19 up front. Zachary, we mentioned he has 1 win already. He is making a start tonight. He is a part-timer for this season, so we'll see. We'll might have to touch base with the admins to see if they're going to allow Zach to get into the playoffs with a win, but making less than half the starts required. So to run the whole season, as we got 22 times posted. Now we have 1 minute left. What was it? 33 entries here tonight, I do believe is the number. It's a pretty decently healthy field here tonight for Bumpytona. And I think last time, Dustin, we didn't hit 30 drivers here because it's such a tough track. But they're showing up mid-season 4.
Yeah, yep, 33 drivers. And it is. To try to put it in perspective, as bumpy as this camera is as we're riding on board the 44 of Anthony English as he's going to put down his hot lap right now as he crosses, and that is going to pit him P4. This track is that bumpy, and you got to remember that we have very advanced wheels from varying companies, but the force feedback is there. These drivers feel every bump in that wheel. They feel every tug. They feel everything on it. So it's one of the roughest tracks to race at, and to boot, the speeds you're carrying here only increase the magnitude of the roughness of this track. So this is, out of everything, probably one of the tougher tracks for drivers to run, and it's also a tough track to hold a steady line on, just in part to those bumps.
Yeah, 100% here is Dustin. Checker flag is out in this qualifying session, so that means one thing and one thing only. It's race time. We're going to get this thing gridded up, go one pace lap, and set sail for 70 laps like we do every single Wednesday night here at OP. And we'll file in for just a couple more seconds. We're going to thank our sponsor tonight, Icon Apparel Company. You're going to reach them at iconapparelcompany.com. You're going to shop around. They got tons of stuff for you. Customized shirts, hats, hoodies. They made some of the best racing gloves, and they still do. And you can customize your own team jersey for your esports or your real life team with their custom creation tool on the website directly. So that's iconapparelcompany.com. Super Nerd at checkout will save you 25%. And here we go. Here's the starting lineup here for the Vicente Guerrero at Bumpy Tona. Gabe Butler and Zachary Workman's P1 and P2. Third place is Eric Lowry. Fourth, Anthony English. Fifth, Vicente Guerrero. Sixth place, Dana Shepard. Row 4 is going to be Stephen Luttrell and Gary Bergeron. And to round out the top 10 is Mark Mann and Andy Berganti. Row 6 will be Richard Kuhn and Nathan Warren. Row 7, Christopher Jordan and Dave Hunt. Row 8, Harold Rothery and Everett Lane. Row 9, Kyle Ether and Rick Sanchez. Row 10 will be Travis Elliott and Jeff Crosby Sr. Row 11 is Randy Cornwell and Alex Green. Row 12, Dwayne Corbett and Derek Donna. Row 13 will be Mike Edgerton and Sean McCara. Row 14 will be Rick Seabrains and Timothy Abrell. The rest of the field is Andrew Schroeder, Chris Lewis, Len McNeese, Adam Kilday, and Douglas Johnson. There's it. There's your 33 trucks. Dustin. Got some good-looking trucks out here. Bumpy Tona can be a complete wreck fest, or it can be one of the best races of the season. It's a wild card race out of the format, because all the other tracks are flat and easy compared to this thing.
Yeah, they really are. When the repave happened in 2011 on the Daytona track, it really smoothed it out, made it easier to run, those lines, made it easier to hold that third lane. This one here, it's tough. It's not only the roughness of the track, Jeremy, it's you don't have as much space here. You add the bumpiness of the track. When you get a third lane going, that safer barriers you see in that camera angle there, it cuts into that third lane. And when drivers try to get these trucks to handle and maintain on that bottom line, you will hit certain bumps going into the corner, coming out, and they're going to shift these trucks around all over the place. So these trucks are going to constantly be moving as we get one awesome camera angle there. That is fantastic. They're going to bump, they're going to jump, they're going to jostle, they're going to move around. And yeah, sometimes it does lead to contact. I mean, it's inevitable at this track. That's something that's in the back of all these drivers' minds. But I tell you what, Jeremy, one thing is for certain, they're going to give it one hell of a shot tonight, and they're going to put on a show. There's a lot of drivers out here trying to lock themselves into the playoffs. There's a lot of drivers trying to get themselves above that cut line. Points are going to be crucial, and they're going to go balls to the wall.
You better believe it. You got to do that here. You can't take it kind of easy and expect to win the race. You have to work hard for this win, or at least anything in the top 5. So you have to go balls out. So here we go. Base truck's going to come down any second here. 88's going to lead the field. It's going to have the throttle ready until they hit the restart zone, which is sponsored by nothing, because this is 08 version. They didn't have those back then, Dustin. So there we go. Just a simple restart line and green flag. This thing is officially underway for the 70 laps here for the Vicente Guerrero at Bumpy Tona. You see the top 2 on the outside. Great restart. 43, a little bit slower start, but he's going to come through here. 76 starts from pit road. He's going to file in by himself. Through 1 and 2, it looks like clean start to the race, rather.
Yeah, clean start. Gabe Butler taking an early lead. Your pusher behind him, the 071 of Eric Lowry, top side, though, starting to build some momentum. Zach Workman getting big pushes from his pusher, the 44 of Anthony English. And third in line, because Jeremy, that driver third in line, is just as important in a trio draft as anybody else. Your third line pushers is going to be your race sponsor, Vicente Guerrero on the inside, and the 43 of Dana Shepard on the outside, Jeremy.
Yep, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through to complete the first lap here. The edge goes to the 88, half a truck length over the 19 on the outside. New physics in these trucks, just a little bit. Updated aerodynamics and whatnot. The trucks feel a little bit lighter on the rear end at the regular oval. Super Speedway, not too sure how that's going to play out here tonight. That update was just handed out just a few weeks ago. So I don't know if that's going to cause any differences in tonight's race. We'll find this thing out. It's been a while since we did trucks at Bumpy Tona.
It has been quite a while, and we got Ginger Parent on the YouTube saying Derek Donna and Dana Shepard showing off their new DEP paint. Oh, yes, they are. Thank you, Ginger, for reminding me. I made a comment about this paint in Discord. This was based off of the last Wednesday race where Dana Shepard was flipping, he was wrecking. So the running joke, if you guys caught last week's broadcast, was that it needs to be that paint needs to have duct tape on it. Well, DEP said no, we're not even doing duct tape. We are doing pick apart. So they are rocking the pick apart schemes tonight. That's going to be the 43 and the 215 tonight.
The 215 has Ninja Turtles, I do believe, on this thing.
Oh, does he?
The Hut, Ninja Turtles. It is a whole different beast.
Oh, it is. It is.
It
is.
With the comic style number. Very glowy in the front.
My man.
Yeah, look at that. Looks very, very good. Even like the comic style font there above the window for his name banner. So that's pretty neat there. Good looking paint. It's out here tonight. Quite a few of them. You had remember I already mentioned the Asheville team. They got their new colors. All four of them look the same. And then they got the two new ones from DEP. So have the field looking a little different out here.
3 wide right now, Jeremy. It's our first look at 3 wide, and you're actually going to have the 922. Randy Cornwell is going to be in that center right now. Dave Hunt up top, Everett Lane down below. 215 of Derek Donna working in that center lane as well. So again, this is the first time we've seen them go 3 wide since the drop of the green flag on the initial start. But Jeremy, look at how much these trucks are jostling around all over the place.
Yeah, Everett Lane was underneath the yellow line there. I thought yellow line and tri-oval, he was going to wreck the thing. It is so easy to kick the truck sideways and wreck it. So great job to not do so. Derek Donna stuck in the middle here as he's got the 16 to the outside. 53, Dave Hunt, he's also on the outside, 3 wide, trying to get anything going there. 4 trucks on that third groove. Everybody else still stuck on the inside and middle lane here. Coming up to complete lap number 5. And as they're still jostling around, top 3 single filed out. Gabe Butler's going to lead all 5 laps to open this thing up.
Yeah, these trucks are still jostling around 3 wide. Poor Derek Donna, he is in the center there. Nate Warren finally gives it up. We finally go back to 2 wide there, but you've seen exactly how hair-raising that was, Jeremy, for those 2 laps. These trucks are a handful, and when you are up there, they're fighting the wheel. That's why they're moving back and forth as much as what they are. Gary Bergeron was looking like he was going to try to take that third, rethought that thought process out, but like you said, up front, it's still been the Butler and Workman show, and your pushers have not changed. Eric Lowry on the inside, Anthony English on the outside, and it has been like this for 5 laps now as they are working to complete lap 6.
One truck on that third groove looked like he may have slapped the wall just a touch. That was a 17. And Mr.
Jimmy Reynolds.
There. So, yeah, there he is. Still 3 wide, 16 now. Nathan in the middle. And oh, the Netco, Dustin. The air pocket of doom. The whatever you want to call it. Just, that was purely... I don't know if they're going to make contact without it, but the net code just wrecked Jimmy Reynolds. The 16, the 53, the 3, the 71. It looks like Seabrands, Schroeder. Douglas Johnson, Len McNeese, all of them involved in this first wreck on lap 7.
Yeah, this was a tough one too. As we're watching again, that net code was just enough to clip the 17, and you see Dave Hunt gets a piece of it. Jimmy Reynolds thought he was clear, and no bueno. It went right back up. And actually, that's not even Jimmy Reynolds. That is Dwayne Corbett. We're used to Jimmy Reynolds being in the 17. That was Dwayne Corbett in the 17, and you see all of that. Edgerton gets a piece of it. The 960 drops way down. That's Kyle Ether to get by it. But a lot of trucks damaged early on, Jeremy.
Yeah, what did happen to Jimmy Reynolds in the 17? You're right on that. I'll have to figure that one out. Dwayne Corbett is in the 17. You are correct. So, yeah, that's just I was watching that angle quite a few times on my screens over here, Dustin, and there was no way those two were going to make contact with one another. It was purely just the air pocket of death. Gonna take out a bunch of drivers here. One of these guys might be able just to repair their thing. A couple might have to do fasties, but you see Sean McCarry's going to slide up here right alongside the 16. Warm, snuggly sensations up on the top side. And he gets
Warm,
kicked out
snuggly.
because he doesn't want to be a part of that snuggle fest up there on the top of turn 1. So
Oh, my goodness.
nothing back down. And here's one more look at it. Looking at Mr. Green in the 3. Now, there's where the air pocket is going to occur. There was like, what, a whole foot almost between the two?
Yeah, there was at least a foot and a half, if not a little bit more. And look at how much the 53 is going into the 16 and Nate Warren there. So there was definitely some code going on there. If you catch my drift on that one there, that was not going to be avoidable, Jeremy. You're 110% correct on that. The unfortunate thing is these drivers here just, they're just innocent bystanders in that. So unfortunate dealings that took place on that one there, but that did bring out our first caution of tonight's event.
Yep, first caution here. Guys are exiting pit road. Lap and a half before we go back to green flag. And with their 17-ish laps and a full tank, if they were to go green flag, they still have one mandatory pit stop to be had before we get to stage break, of course, which is at 35. And we talk to that winner like we do every single time.
Absolutely.
We're going to shout out one of our partners here at Nerd TV while we got a moment. I've been utilizing these guys more than ever recently. Race EPI, Elite Performance Industries. I rely on them because when I join an open session, I know on NR 2003, I used to be great at making setups. I could run an open setup race all day and be a top 5 driver. No problem. I come here, and it's so more technical. Plus, you throw in the equation of having a wife, plus having 2 kids, plus this thing called responsibilities. And sometimes people just don't have time, like me or you. So then we go to Race CPI, where they're going to hook us up with some of the best, fastest, most comfortable setups iRacing can offer, especially in these trucks. They have brought me countless top 5s now. So I appreciate them. And a huge shout out to racecpi.com.
Absolutely. Time is our greatest adversary, Jeremy. Always is and always will be. So when we have people to help us out like that and hook us up and make life just a little bit easier, man, we absolutely love that. As these guys are starting to line back up now, Jeremy, 2 by 2 by 2. Lights are off on the pace truck. We are getting ready to go back. Like you said, stage break will be at the completion of lap 35. We will be talking to that race winner at that point in time. But if you wanted to know a little bit more information about the series that you're running right now, we got to hook up. We got you covered. Fixed setup, 45% fuel load capacity, unlimited tires, only 1 fast repair, 2 green-white checkered attempts, and lucky dogs and waiver rounds are in effect. So yes, that 45% fuel load, that is what Jeremy was talking about. They will have to pit at least one time in order to make the distance to lap 35 to make the conclusion and end stage 1. 1 fast repair, Jeremy, always ever vitally important. That thing is cherished and protected like gold. You do not want to burn it too soon. but it is nice to have it there when you need it. The goal is not to have to use it and keep yourself out of trouble. But, Jeremy, we know Daytona, Talladega, IRSS, the new drafting Atlanta, if you want to call it. Anyway, we know that danger and trouble's around every corner because that's just the name of the game when it comes to these tracks, Jeremy.
Unless your name's Steve Rado, you collect all of them you can and just, carry your 10 minutes of damage and 2 faster pairs to victory lane when you're actually not winning the race. That's just how some people do it, and that's fine. But, they don't go to Monza, so until then, that's a whole different beast by itself. But here we go. Pace truck down. A green flag is back out. Gabe Butler continuing to lead every single lap. And Luttrell with a little bit of a check up there. Third row on the inside. Checks up the 47 enough to where the 19, Mr. Workman, has the lane choice to go bottom or top. He's going to elect to stay on that second groove. Luttrell catches back up. There's 2x2. Oh, the 13.
Andy Briganti.
It's a blue truck. I've never seen him in anything other than a black truck, so that's kind of unique. But he just went by himself to the third lane, and how's it working?
Yeah, he is getting massive side draft. There was a little bit of a checkup as the rest of the field were catching the front 4, but as you can tell, without help, that run is gone. Nobody up there to help maintain. The side draft can only do so much, and it's hard to get close to the side of a truck with as bumpy as this track is. So that right there goes to show you a driver is only as fast as the people that are electing to push and help. And right now, Gabe Butler has got that help. He's got the 14 of Vicente Guerrero behind him. Anthony English leading the top line. He's got the 071 of Eric Lowry behind him. So Lowry switching lanes from bottom to top now. But you still got English in that top. Vicente Guerrero squeezes the gap in front of Anthony English, and now it's going to pit the 14 and the 88 head-to-head.
Yep, there we go. Can there be finally a lead change here tonight? We're going to see it possibly on lap 12 to 13. It's going to be a close one at the line, and the 14, Vicente Guerrero, with the massive help of Anthony English, will make your first lead change here of the night. Log a lap for the 14.
Yeah, big pushes from the 44 of Anthony English, but Stephen Luttrell giving big pushes to the 88. You see Gabe Butler starting to surge forward, and there's the 47 of Richard Kuhn is coming in and closing in on your front 2 on the inside lane. Remember, that third driver in line is probably one of the most important drivers in a draft trio like that. The closer they can stay and maintain, the less air turbulence you are going to have. It is going to cut through the air a lot better. The downside is that truck second in line is going to start having temperature issues at some point in time. That's why you're going to see these trucks poke their nose out to the right there to try to get some momentum. A lot of movement back there. We've got a truck down on the apron there. Don't know exactly who that was. It's the Silver Bullet Machine. I know that much.
That's the 15, Mr. Jeff Crosby Seniors. My microphone was still muted. I don't know how much you guys heard of that, but
I was beginning to wonder. I was looking at all my connections. I'm like, did we lose him?
No, I was talking, and then I looked down, and my microphone was black and not lit up with RGB. So I was like, well, we gotta turn that thing back on if these guys want to hear my disturbing voice here tonight. And here we go at the line this time. Gabe Butler is going to go back to the lead last lap, but this lap they're going to trade back to Vicente Guerrero. So mark that as your 4th lead change amongst 2 different drivers. Now on lap 15 of scheduled 70.
Yeah, Vicente Guerrero got big pushes about a lap ago from Anthony English, who was able to clear that bottom lane, drop down in front of Gabe Butler. Again, the name of the game is keeping your pusher cool. Your pusher does you no good if they have to burn a fast repair because they grenaded their engine due to overheating. So you will see drivers changing lanes a number of times here, from the bottom to the top, from the top back to the bottom, and that's to give their pushers that ever much needed and much desired clean air to cool those motors off. Right now, neck and neck, Vicente Guerrero, Anthony English. Your pushers are Gabe Butler on the inside, Eric Lowry on the outside. Third in line, Stephen Luttrell on the inside, Zachary Workman on the outside. And that is your running right now as Vicente Guerrero surges forward, Jeremy.
And he's got the nose advantage, half a trunk now on the inside. Off of turn 2, halfway down the back. Still, the 14 has the race lead. Your top 20 still 2 by 2 by 2 before they single file out the remainder of the field. Coming up to complete lap 17. And Dustin, we've seen these guys do it plenty of times before. Watching the next 1 to 2 laps. I think lap 17, 18 is when they usually start to peel down because they're good on fuel. So that's something I'm going to keep my eye out on. But it looks like maybe 3 wide starting to at least wanting to form. I saw a couple trucks dip to the outside. A couple of the Marion Casey Kane throwbacks. They go back 2 by 2 now into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, and you see a lot of these drivers are already starting to line up further back. Again, this is 2 varying strategies. You have drivers like Andrew Schroeder here. He is known for riding in the back, let some of the riffraff and accidents and stuff like that take place, give yourself plenty of room, make it through, be there at the end. The other drivers, they want to get up there and they want to duke it out and they want to try to lead every lap they can or be up in the top 3, top 5. And again, both strategies have worked out in the past. At the end of the day, Jeremy, it all boils down to luck. Are you in the right place at the right time, or are you in the wrong place at the wrong time?
And if it's us at Nerd Esports and OP Racing, count us to be in the right place at the right time until the last lap.
This is true. We always seem to have the worst luck and make the worst decisions on where we should be when it comes to the last lap.
It could be three of us in the top 10, and then the last corner or last lap somewhere in that time frame, we'll find 20th place in a hurry. So that's just doesn't matter. Track,
it's an art form. It's an art
combo.
form, buddy.
Yeah, it's a cry my eyes out after the race art form, if that's what you want to call it. I just did 2 hours for what? 20th place again? Yep, that's the life we live here. And there we go, lap number 19 now. I'm surprised, Dustin, we've not seen the field dip down pit road. We see it almost every time. It's where they know the halfway mark is hit and they come down. So what do you think the holdup is this time?
Well, we had a caution at lap 6. Everybody came down and fueled up, so they have extra fuel now to go. They can still short pit. At this point in time, Jeremy, I could see drivers dipping down at any moment. Any one of these laps, I can see them dipping down, or they could just decide to run it out as much as possible, see if a caution comes out. At lap 6, these guys can get 18 laps per tank. You're still looking at 24 laps. That's not even at stage or close to it if the caution will come out. So, at this point, short pitting may not really be of much help with as long as these drivers can stay out, Jeremy, after that pit on lap 6.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. That I just expect that to happen, but the 44's got a really good chance this time with Eric Lowry pushing him deep into turn 3. He had the nose advantage over the 14 this whole time. Still waiting on that third, a different leader. Can English make it happen off of turn 4? Nope, does not get the run required. Still going to be owned by Vicente Guerrero. Your race sponsors are join on the RaceEPA.com race telemetry with the number 19, Zachary Workman. You see him workmanship the throttle. If you
What's he?
187, 186. He's bouncing between only like 3 miles an hour. Right there, he gets a 184. He gets about 190, then he has to check up a little bit. This time he's going to send a little bit deeper into the back there. Sometimes it's not right to push the pusher, but he's going to do it this time.
And it works.
193, Dustin, getting into 3.
Yeah, and it works. That little help that he gave to Eric Lowry got the 44 of Anthony English clear, so now Workman is the second in line on that top side. Eric Lowry trying to get something going. And look at the run off of that line right now as they're trying to get the 071 clear. Not quite clear just yet, but he's got that bottom line clear now, and he does make that move. That puts the 19 of Workman on that top side leading.
And Eric Lowry is now your third leader here this evening, leading on lap 22. And so we got about 13 laps left before this thing is hitting its stage end. A couple more YouTube shout outs and a kind of a fun one. Belva Feltz was like, well, Ginger, you're early again because I'm late. So math that one out. And then Ginger says, hey, Belva, just glad you're here. Now, here we go. Pit road, going to be busy in a hurry. 3 wide, 14, tackle.
Contact! Oh, that's going to be an unsafe pit entry by the 88. Not of his doing, though. Tough pit road entry as they were locking him up and getting slideways. 88 is going to get busted on that one there unless the admins allow that to be cleared, as it was not his doing. He tried. He tried to turn it to the left of that cone, not to hit it, and it just to no avail.
And yep, he is stuck. I wasn't sure because the rear tires only hit the grass, and I was thinking maybe the code will give him benefit of the doubt. Nope. Nope, it is a 1 or a 0 in the code, and that is it. So Gabe hit with the penalty for unsafe pit entrance, even though the 14, Vicente Guerrero's fault it was. But here we go, second round of green flag. Pit stops led by Workman, gets to speed just at the right time. Oh, look at this. Was there one in the grass, too? Is that what I saw there?
Yes,
Yep,
that's
number
Sanchez.
5.
Rick Sanchez in the grass on that one.
Rick Sanchez scatters out there. This is more chaotic than the first round of stops.
Yeah, and pit road is such a tough thing on these restrictor plate tracks, Jeremy. I mean, you're coming in from 185, 190 mile an hour, and you are woeing this thing all the way down to 60 mile an hour at that pit road speed commitment cone that you seen the 88 of Gabe Butler get pushed into. It's tough, and when you're not coming in single file, it's not like follow the leader. You've seen how they came in. They were spanned out 2, 3, 4 wide as they were coming in. So it is a tough thing. Races are made and broken on pit road, either on pit road entry, going to your pit stall. It's super easy to slide through. These stalls can get greasy depending on the heat and humidity, so you can slide through them. You can lose time there, and you can lose time on pit exit as well. This is a very hard apron to make a pit road exit on. It is flat. I can't tell you how flat it is in comparison to the 33-degree banking that this track has.
As flat as the Flat Earther Society's thought process. That's how flat that flat is. As we're on lap 25 now, got 11 laps to go. Dave Hunt led that last lap as well through pit cycle, even though he's exiting pit road. So it looks like, Dustin, when this thing cycles through, the 44 of Anthony English should be your race leader, unless there's a pass that happens at any moment here on the back straightaway. 14 maybe taking a look, and this will be the first lap of Anthony English's lead lap column tonight, if he can hold on. But everybody, single files, are trying to keep that breakaway from the rest of the field.
Yeah, and the thing is they're going to, that other part of the field is going to catch up. You now see that was about a 6-truck pack, is now turned into about a 12-truck pack. As you see the 47 of Richard Kuhn not wasting any time, and he's got help now. 19 of Zach Workman jumps up there. Stephen Luttrell jumps up in front of him. He also has a 71 of McCara back there. Caution comes out, Jeremy. And that looks like it's going to involve the 56 of Mike Edgerton.
Oh, no. Wow, okay, you're going to watch Mike Edgerton wreck, which that was wild.
Oh.
He just turned right up into him, right? And so, this is the part 1 of part 2. Watch part 2. This is even more wild. Let's wait for the trucks to come around the track, and then let's go down the track.
Oh, Harold Rothery had no chance on that.
Yeah, just like a
no
Shane McMahon theme song,
chance.
or a Vince McMahon theme song. No chance. And Douglas Johnson just got blindsided by the 56 there into turn number 1. Completely not his fault. And then, Harold Rothery was just like, hey, I'm going to just pass this guy as he's holding up top. Nope. Crossover. Kaboom. So that's at least 2 faster breaks happening.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with the 56 as he goes like that. And then we're going to go on board with Rothery. He sees the smoke up there. He's like, all right, he's going to stay high. I'm going to start going low. No, he anticipated the 56 to hold the brakes. and the 56 came down the track, and that engine is grenaded. That is a tow for the '06 of Harold Rothery, and there was nothing he could have done there. You seen the thought process. He thought about going high, but he was expecting the 56 already being high to hold the brakes, and that was all she wrote.
That's all she wrote there. We're going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be right back before the drop of the green flag for the third time this evening.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And back to full screen here as Steve Rada, our nerdy sports driver, has fired up the chats here by saying he's in the Dallas airport currently, and he's watching people eat pizza with a fork and knife, which I'm not hating on that. I kind of do that myself every so often, depending on if I'm doing a broadcast where I need my fingers clean. But if you're sitting at an airport, I mean, you probably should just grab that pizza and eat it. But if you're from New York, I think a lot of people them are up there eat pizza with a fork and knife as well. So I guess it just depends on which part of the country you kind of resonate from.
That's
or where
Chicago
your
style, my
from.
man.
I guess a little bit of everywhere. So, but the pineapple thing that Steve said on the chat, you forget about. No, Pineapple pizza for me.
You
I know
shut your
you're
mouth.
different.
You shut your mouth. Pineapple
For
on
me,
pizza.
it's
You know
banned.
what? Nah.
Man.
Nope. But that's for another discussion. We are back racing, Jeremy, working lap 30 of 70. We are ever so close to stage break. Anthony English leads the inside lane. Vicente Guerrero leads the outside. Eric Lowry, Stephen Luttrell are your pushers, Jeremy. At any point in time from this point forward, any flag that comes out will be the end of stage break if they can complete this lap. Vicente Guerrero clears Anthony English down to the inside. Stephen Luttrell now leading the outside.
And then back to the pizza. Okay, here we go. Is 14 going to lead this lap, or is Stephen Luttrell going to get himself the first lap here off of turn 4, the 47? Richard all over the place, not going to be able to help the 36. It was a close call, but 14 back to the race lead, as that marks our 8th lead change here tonight. On lap 31 now, Dustin, we're in that 5 to go zone. If there's a caution at any point in time between now and lap 35, stage break. That'll be it. So we'll see what comes first, the natural yellow or a wreck. So 3 wide, that's going to fall back 2 by 2 all the way through. Luttrell trying to do something here to get to the race lead.
Yeah, that third lane, that's Zach Workman and Everett Lane trying to get something going. Just those 2 trucks there right now up front. Vicente Guerrero still leading the way. Stephen Luttrell trying to get something going with big pushes from the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Big pushes coming from Anthony English. Contact and bounce off the wall, but they keep it straight.
Man.
Almost a wreck, but we're still green, folks. We're still going, and that third lane is coming. Zachary Workman has got a head of steam, trying to get it going. Everett Lane giving him everything he can, and Jeremy, just 2 trucks up there right now, fighting to get that 19 up to the lead.
Everett Lane is just, like you said in the pre-race, just he's balls to the wall here on the outside, trying anything to get the 19 of Mr. Workman to the front. He was crazy wicked loose off of turn 2, still kept the throttle down and still keeping him in the top 5 off of turn 4 this time. Going to be 3 laps to go to stage break. 3 wide, 2 rows deep for the race lead.
Yeah, Everett Lane giving a big push to Zach Workman, who led that lap. Workman double clears, goes from uptown, skips midtown, and goes straight to downtown in front of Vicente Guerrero. Workman now leading the inside lane. Vicente Guerrero, your pusher. Luttrell still trying to get something going, and now Everett Lane has got a line of 4 trucks behind him for help.
Wild race here to close out this first half of the Vicente Guerrero at Bumpy-Tona. Crazy amount of 3 wide here, 4 rows deep right now. Not for the race lead anymore, but it's still well within the top 10. The 19 of Workman oh, here we go. Big wreck. And here's stage, and it looks like Zachary Workman's going to get the stage break here. Mr. Part-Timer himself is Dustin. There's going to be a lot of fasties on this one.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened here. And again, it's the nature of the beast. Everybody trying to go for anything they can. We're going to try to see if we can't figure out exactly where this happened. And it looks like it happened right up here. Oh, my. Air pocket space for miles between the 215 and the 24 of Everett Lane. And that sends those around. Everett Lane goes airborne. Richard Kuhn gets collected in it. Lowry collected in it. Travis Elliott's collected in it. Gabe Butler is collected in it. Oh my goodness, Jeremy. That was probably the worst spacing I have seen on this in a while. That was bad. 78. Chris Jordan involved in it as well. Gary Bergeron involved in it. The 922 of Cornwell involved in it. That was bad on so many levels.
I think we should fly the Space Panda drone cam and look at that gap variance between the 24 and the 215. This might give you a really good shot, though, at the same time. Let's see if we can get it up in time. Can he fly it? There you go. There's already the contact. Just way too much space there.
Way too much. And like I said, lot of trucks. You see the 24 involved in that one there. It
Camera's
was,
locked onto the Everett's truck, so it's flopping just as much.
oh yeah,
as
43.
is.
Shepard involved in it, and Donna involved. Family members sharing the love of the contact there. We already talked about Chris Jordan. 922 of Cornwell. Yeah, that contact was so far from actually happening, and all these trucks getting damaged on it, and it's unfortunate. And Jeremy, it seems like at times that that this track here, it almost seems like that air pocket spacing seems worse at this track. Out of all the plate tracks that are ran here at times, we see some of the worst air pocket coating possible at this track here. And it possibly could be because it's a legacy track. They don't update this thing anymore. I don't know. I haven't put my finger on it. But one thing is for certain, Jeremy, and that is that the 19 of Zachary Workman is your Stage 1 winner.
Yes, sir. He got it. And looks like he's going to be restarting this thing in P1. As we got just Mike Edgerton to pit, which is that 56 truck in front of him. And then he'll file it out as your race leader. So what we're going to do here, I usually do picture-in-picture, but we're already kind of halfway through this little caution cycle. So let's bring in now the driver of the 19. We'll talk to him. Get his take on Bumpy Tona with these new updated trucks. First, I got to find areas. Team channel number 3. Zach, this is Jeremy and Dustin in the Nerd TV booth. What's going on?
What's up?
Mr. Part-Timer himself coming up here and getting a stage win after a crazy last half of the first part of this race. Walk us through it, man. How'd you end up getting the P1 here to close this thing out for the front half of the race?
Well, it's kind of fun that I just don't have to worry about points because I'm only doing like a couple of races, so I can just go 3 wide whenever I want. It's always
There you
fun.
go.
So yeah, we just let her rip up top, and Everett gave me a hell of a push there. Me and Everett always work well together, in other leagues that we've done and stuff like that. So I know I can trust that 24 behind me. But yeah, I mean, we just let it rip. The middle lane is not having the usual speed it does. It seems like the bottom's pretty good, and then once you go scraping against that wall, it just seems like the top. That's where the top speed is at. But the middle's not doing what it normally does. So I don't know if it's like wind or temperature or whatever, but yeah, we just let it rip up top and got to the front.
Worry-free Wednesday is what I just heard from Mr. Zach. And so are you still part-time? Like, I don't know the rules and stipulations on who can make the playoffs. I know you've only started 3 now, including tonight for 8 races. So I don't know if that disqualifies you for any chance of winning an in for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's 9 races, so I won't make the cut. Sean has to make the rest of the races to make it, and I think Jim got knocked out because he didn't make the race today. But yeah, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, get a couple Wednesdays here and there where I'm off. So even if I was eligible, I'd probably give someone my spot, to be honest, because I just don't have, the amount of consistent time to do this on a regular basis. But I hop on when I can.
All right, man. Go 2 for 3 on the starts here this season, and good luck to you.
Yeah, we gotta, if we were talking about this earlier, like, it's only the part-timers that kind of won, and then Mark, like I said last week, won half the races, so, I gotta join when I can to make sure he doesn't win, so, yeah, that's my only goal for tonight.
Oh, there it is. There's the Forest Kryptonite. Number 19, Workman, go get him, man.
All right, 10-4. You guys have a good one.
You too. This is Zachary Workman. We go green flag. I had to pull him down there because I don't want to talk to these guys at Bumpy Tona under green flag conditions. That just doesn't sound like a fun time.
No. Concentration is definitely a big thing. You got to stay in there. But so far, decently clean start. Zach Workman still leading that inside. Stephen Luttrell leading the outside. Your pushers are the Forest Seabrans on the outside. The 44. Oh, man. Wow. What was that? What did we just see happen? Did you see what I seen, Jeremy? I seen 2 trucks merge into each other.
Yeah, we have a long-term thing we've said here is 2 vehicles trying to, go into the same space. Doesn't apply to physics. And, I think Anthony English found the holy grail of matter and just drove right through the 0-4 of Mark Mann. We're gonna get our TV replay. We're gonna try to explain this.
That
Usually,
was wild.
air pockets and driving through people is the story tonight. Now, look at this thing. We're gonna pause it.
What?
Pause it. What? I don't know.
So what do we
We're
call
doing
that?
this in real
Is that
time.
Anthony Mann or is that Mark English? I don't know.
Mark English sounds funner. More fun, rather. Sounds more fun. Mark English.
And then poor Sanchez, man, just went for one heck of a ride on the inside. I mean, he is just dirt tracking the shit out of that thing, keeps it going, brings it back through, mows a little bit more long. I don't know who came off the track further back. Holy moly. Was that Edgerton that went flying off the track back there? I think it might have been. So here, there's Sanchez going off track, and there was a bump, and yeah, it was Edgerton, and he's going to come flying all the way through as well. He's like, you know what, Sanchez, you did it. I'm going to sit here and try it too. Why not?
Yeah, Nathan Warren just sent Edgerton deep into the infield as well. So some craziness on the start of this stage number 2 for race number 8 of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series, and minus all that being just that just happened, we're still a bunch of 2 wide here for the race lead. Rick Sebrings rather has the race lead on the last lap, so that is going to mark our 10th lead change of the night amongst 7 different drivers. Some movement in the back, but still 2 by 2 by 2 here, and there's a bunch of newer names up here than what we've seen in stage 1.
Yeah, there really is. To be honest, though, Jeremy, I mean, this race is already proven to be a wild one. I did not have on my OP Buttkicker Grand National Series bingo card that we were going to give iRacing birth to a new driver live on track with Mark English. I did not have that on my bingo card. So if that's any testament to how this race is going to be going, we are in for a wild ride right now. But yeah, like you said, some names that we typically haven't been calling as much. I mean, we have called Randy Cornwell's name quite a bit, but Chris Lewis, his teammate, is up there. Haven't called his name very much, and his other teammate, Tim Abrell, is also up there. So again, a lot of different things coming up here. And Mark Mann being up here this early in the race is surprising, as is Rick Sebrings. Those are 2 of the drivers I talked earlier about strategy that have been well known for staying in the back, out of trouble, but always being there at the end. And they're making their moves a little early tonight, Jeremy.
They're making the moves to the touch pit early. You're absolutely correct. Stephen Luttrell finally gets the lead on the outside there. So that's your 11th lead change amongst 8 different drivers so far here this evening. As the 19 versus the 36 is going on. A lot of scattering 3 wide in the middle. Briganti in the 13 shuffles in the middle. I thought maybe they were going around for another big one here. He hang tight, though, and there it is, 3 rows deep, 3 wide.
3 rows deep, 3 wide. I had to laugh at Dan Parent. I just looked over at the chat. Dan, sorry that it's coming in late, but he said this is in correlation with our Mark English driver that we just created. Dan Parent created a new team. It's called Rang 0X Racing, based off of the Wrangler sponsorship that was on Mark Mann's truck. And the 51, Travis Elliott in the wall, Alex Green out of shape. And that 3rd lane, just like that, Jeremy, gone.
It took a whole new meaning to "you're clear" on the outside. Just drive through someone, you know? Why not? Just drive right through them and have no repercussions doing so. Extra clear. Still 3 wide here. Lap 43 of 70. As we're getting closer and closer to the end of this event here. Currently almost 10 o'clock Eastern. Live for about an hour now on YouTube and on Facebook. One truck a little upset there on the inside. Tags the yellow line, which when you put on the flat, it can upset that thing. I've already mentioned that once before, and thankfully we have not seen a wreck from it yet. But Dustin, there's just so many bumps here. It's hard to just hang tight on the inside lane.
It really is, especially if you have that middle lane trying to get some side draft there. They're bumping and jostling around. You see, we're still watching this 3-wide action right now. That's McCara on the bottom, Elliott in the center, and the 911 of Abrell up top. And he is giving pushes to Alex Green right now as they're trying to get something going. And you see how much all 3 lanes are moving. They are using up every square inch of this track through the corners, and it's not by that's not their desire, Jeremy. That is just where these trucks naturally go, going over these bumps through the high degree banking of the corners at these speeds. And you see that Tim Abrell, Alex Green still making gains up on that 3rd lane.
Teammates side by side, 3 wide, occupying the middle and the outside lane. Around 10th place. Vicente Guerrero did lead that last time around.
Oh,
wreck. 215.
215.
Andrew Schroeder. Heavy contact to the outside of turn 3.
Oh,
He's going to bring in Gabe Butler, one of our fastest trucks tonight and every single night. He's just chilling in the back, Dustin. Chilling in the back and still involved in this one.
Yeah, what happened? That 215 of Derek Donna just shot. Oh, he got a bump from the 47, and that's not what did it, though. The bump from the 47 had shot the 215 down low, but the 47 of Kuhn checked up to let the 215 come up, but everybody behind him, as fast as they were going, did not get the memo. 71 of McCara sat here and bumped the 47 back into the 215, and that's what sent the 215 up. That was a stack up effect and an accordion effect at its finest.
Yeah, that was a heavy impact. And then Gabe Butler just expected the top, goes to the bottom, then he slides to the bottom, and just made the wrong call there. And nose to nose goes the 88 and the 215 in turn 3. One more look here at the Nerd TV replay. There's the first tag. There's the slam to the 47, which sends the 215 up. Schroeder locks onto his right rear for just a moment. Then Gabe just locks it up and wrong place, wrong time.
Man. Yeah, that's, like I said, those accordion effects, they're tough. When you guys, it's hard to get an understanding just by watching it. When these things happen in a split second, and somebody checks up, it is hard for you to react and check up as well and to slow down like that. We have all been in situations like the 71 of McCara there where the checkup happened in front of you and you're trying what you can to check up, and then Nate Warren is behind McCara and he's trying to check up, and then contact is made and that inertia just pushes that whole line of trucks straight forward, and there's nothing that's going to stop them.
Pit stop's underway. We're going to go to picture-in-picture mode here for the second time. We'll be back here shortly.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And back to full screen here. We're going to resume this race on a lap 48 where Rick Seabrand's in, it says Richard Kuhn there in second, but
No,
he's not
Guerrero.
up there. He came down pit road. So as they file in this lap, it'll be the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. And then you have your two Marion trucks in third and fourth, and then Zachary Workman and Stephen Luttrell is your top six, as we're going to get the green flag here very momentarily. And to answer Dan Parent's question, Kenny Bishop is no longer on the Wednesday series, so we do not have our caffeine team member. But if any one of the drivers want to be a part of that, they just need a camera and give us the okay to drag them whenever we can into the booth, and we will have another one. Oh, a big checkup on the inside there between the 922 and the 19. And what they figured out, they keep it straight. We stay green flag here. It'll be 22 laps to go in race number 8, Dustin.
Yeah, there was a big checkup on the inside, but then Stephen Luttrell in the 36 did not get a good start like the two drivers up top, and that's going to be Cornwell and Guerrero that are up on, or not Cornwell, but the 111, that's Chris Lewis. Man, see these freaking trucks that look the same. He did not get that good of a start on them, spaced it out, and that actually allowed both lanes to even back up. Now they're closing back in again. Like you said, Vicente Guerrero leading the top side. Seabrand's leading the bottom. Guerrero clears the bottom, moves down. Contact made between
Here
Lewis
we
and
go.
Guerrero. Lewis goes around and goes up,
my.
and we have mayhem ensuing behind. Wow.
Yeah, that's a huge crash here on the front straightaway. Truck number 1 and 2 basically started this thing off. And we got some replay angles to take a look at here as we're going to figure everything out, what just transpired. There's the contact, the 36 and the 111. I don't know if there was a move from the 14 that caused the 111 to check up, or if
It's almost like
was
if
just
we had a
driven into
rewind
it.
function, right, Jeremy? A rewind function like that.
You have that?
We do have that.
Well, look at this.
So here we see the 14. Vicente Guerrero makes the clear, moves down to the inside lane right here, tags the apron a little bit, comes back up, but the 111 was also kind of coming down. They slid, made contact. 111 lost it, went down over the nose of the Forest Seabrands, and you're going to see the liftoff here as you see the Forest Seabrands also gets involved in that one as well. That's not where I wanted. That's where I wanted to go, right there.
The Fox production.
Yeah. 71 gets a piece of it. Luttrell gets into it. Travis Elliott gets into it. 17. That's Dwayne Corbett gets into it. The 85 of Adam Kilday. Dave Hunt looks like he might get through it. Eric Lowry got a piece of that as well. So a lot of carnage going on right here, Jeremy. So a lot of beat up trucks. That's going to be a lot of repairs. A lot of repairs.
And actually, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, he didn't naturally come up the track. He actually tagged that area below the yellow line that I keep referring to, and it sent him up into the 111 because so. And that's what caused this whole entire thing, was just a bump on the inside of the yellow line. And there's your Oakley visor cam as going backwards at Daytona at 100 miles an hour. That's what it looks like, if you're ever curious. himself turn back around there in the grass.
Interesting.
Angle here. Nope. We're going back to live camera. Pit stop's back underway. Under 20 to go. And everyone down pit road, of course, with the shorter fuel tank. They got with this pit stop, Dustin. They're still technically. Well, I don't know. They might. What's 19 to go now? If they get the green flag with 17 to go, this is going to be very tight on fuel.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. It's doable if you can conserve. That means drivers out leading. You may not want to be leading every single lap there because you might not have enough of that ever important simulated go-go juice to make you to the end. But if some of these drivers are watching their fuel mileage and how many gallons they have and how many laps are left, I can guarantee you, Jeremy, there's a lot of drivers out there doing the calculations right now. Now, granted, that could all be thrown out if we have another caution between now and the end of the race because everybody will come in and top off, and they will be good to the end. But if this goes green from this point on, and we have seen Wednesday races have long green flag runs, we've seen them go caution-free, so it is entirely possible it's going to be close for some of these drivers, and it could turn into a fuel mileage race.
If it goes green all the way, if you're the lead truck, you're going to be short, I feel like. And if you're second on back, then you might be able to make it. So if I'm anyone in the top 10 or 5, I'm going to stay to the bottom lane. I'm going to not be the race leader. I just want to conserve where I can. But if you're a person of numbers, the average game says you're going to have another caution between now and the end of this race.
And you see what I'm seeing, Jeremy?
These guys could bank on it. What, the 300 there on the digital dashboard of
Yes.
these newly modified trucks? Yep, that is clutch, or that is engine off. It shows on because, you know, it is what it is there. But whenever you're not in your actual truck and watching somebody else's replay, it's hard to tell if they're turning off the truck itself or if they
At
just got the
300,
clutch
so by default, and why it does this, I don't know, but at default, even sitting on pit road waiting to get the gentlemen start your engines, it sits at 300 RPM. When you see 300 on the tack there, that is completely shut off. That is clutch in, shut off, and trying to save fuel. So that right there tells you, and this is on board with the 44, Mr. Anthony English. Glad to see him back in action again. I can't tell you how happy I am to see that 44 on the track again. That tells you right there that these drivers are well aware that this is a fuel mileage race. They are doing everything they can to conserve that ever-precious go-go juice.
Yeah, it's a great call there to use the Oakley visor cam and explain that. I see 300 and I can't tell. I mean, obviously when you clutch, you have more RPM than that, but watching somebody else's replay, it's kind of hard to tell. So, good clarification. 300 equals shut off. So,
yeah, and I don't know why it's been coded like that. It's been like that for eons. Technically, if there's nothing going on and you're sitting still on pit road and the engine's off, it should be at 0. But that's not how it works in the iRacing world. 300 equals 0, apparently. So, yes, when you see that, that is exactly what it means. So, Jeremy, these drivers are prepping for a green flag run to the white and then the white and black checkered. Just in case, because you have to prep it for everything. Again, if a caution comes out between now and then, it doesn't matter. They'll come in, top off, and be good. But they have to prep for that chance that it will go green all the way to the end.
Ace truck coming down, the 14 leading the field to this restart here. And green flag is back in the air once more. 17 laps to go. Did these guys save enough fuel? There's a lot of checkup on the outside as well. A lot of ping-ponging back and forth. It's going to allow the 14 and at least the 14 to get cleared. But look at this. Real quick, Alex Green just shoving Mark Mann back to the right rear corner of the 14 and not make him clear. And just like that, everybody's going to hold 2x2x2, top 20. Little movement through the field on this opening lap.
Yeah, very straight, trying to keep as in line as possible, Jeremy, and they double clear. Both Green and Mann double clear the bottom lane and move down. And I'd have to believe Vicente Guerrero does not mind that one bit because now he can try to conserve and save fuel. A lot of wobbleness here. But the name
So
of the
much.
game is to try to stay as in line with the driver in front of you and as close as possible. Doing so, you can work the throttle, not have as much throttle input, but still maintain and keep up with the draft, thus saving fuel. So right now, the worst person out there for fuel mileage, there's 2 of them. Now 3. That's going to be Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez, and Zachary Workman, because they're all leading the way, cutting the air for everybody else.
Worry-free Workman up there on the top on the 3rd lane. Him trying to bring Sean McCara with him to make any advancement into the top 10 and ultimately the top 5.
Oh,
the
Alex
3 of
Green.
Alex Green. Super.
Oh,
No, the Vicente
no.
Guerrero crosses over.
And he goes up and over, and Anthony English can't see anything
Yeah.
besides Vicente Guerrero.
This is all
Oh,
caused by the 14 making the wrong move, going up the track, tagging the left rear of someone, and mayhem again on the front straightaway, this time on lap 55 to lap 56. And back to the replays, Dustin. What do we got this time?
oh, back to the replays indeed.
I
Yeah.
think the 14 was getting loose after that initial contact with the 3. I'm watching on my end. It looks like he's like trying to save the truck more than just turning up the track. So we'll have to see that. Let's go to the 14 if we can first, if we have to pick a driver. I feel like that's what happened to Vicente Guerrero. Just take the tag to the 3 and just could not save the truck down the front stretch.
Yeah, we're going to back this up because this started way back there when Alex Green. So we're going to watch this. We're going to see if we can't get a good angle. So right there, you see Alex Green went up. The 14 was going with him. Contact was made. Alex Green went down, but that got the 14 loose. And then he's chasing the wheel, trying to get it straightened back out. And right back up again, makes contact with Jeff Crosby Sr. And then back down, collects Rothery, English, and Green again. You see Dave Hunt gets a piece of that. And then you see the 14 goes completely blow over. And then the only thing Anthony English can see is Budweiser on the hood of that truck. That is all he can see right now.
Nope, just nothing but Vicente Guerrero's truck in front of his view for at least 2 seconds. Finally washes him back as we click the Nerd TV rewind button here to get another view or 2 of this incident here on lap 55. So we saw it from the 14's perspective. Now we're going to probably look at Rothery. We're going to look at a couple others.
Anthony English.
There's Anthony English in the 44.
You see the 14 chasing it, and there's the contact, and yep, Budweiser. That's all you see. Couple seconds, and then clear, and then keeps going.
And there's that view of the 44. It's just, the wrecks are big tonight, Dustin.
They are, and the blowovers just seem... the blowovers are crazy. They're absolutely crazy when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't think we have seen this many blowovers in I don't know how long on some of these tracks.
It's been easier to blow over in the trucks in the past couple of seasons, but I think this latest update kind of turned it up but just a little bit more. And so it's very easy to kick these things over.
And it really
Yeah,
has,
running
because
that real
as far
time.
as blowovers now, I want to say that count is up to, that's probably at least 5 now that we have seen is counted as official blowovers, which is a lot for these races. I mean, we'll go an entire
Now-
race not seeing an entire blowover, or maybe just one, but I mean, like I said,
Do we think it's possibly because of the bumps on the track along with the aero package?
it very well could be. I mean, that could be playing a really big factor in this, with the new aero package that was put in with the updates that came to these trucks that also brought the digital dashboard. Maybe when they're hitting these bumps, because this track is bumpy literally all the way around it, 100%. It is bumpy, that it hits these bumps and just creates that upward lift that we wouldn't typically get at the repaved 2011 Daytona version or the Talladega track.
Yes, it's a good chance that is probably what we're seeing here. I mean, or it's just the update in general, but I don't remember seeing it even from the races after that I've covered um, on Monday nights and here on Wednesday nights from when we do get to the trucks in that rotating cycle of vehicles. Which, let's go to the schedule here. I'm going to take a quick look. The next time we're running trucks is going to be at Daytona 2011. You just mentioned that, and that's on July 23rd. So a true test of that will be next month. But next week, we do have a race as well, July 2nd. ARCA at iRacing Super Speedway, Dustin. What do we think about that?
All right, so IRSS, it's a love-hate relationship between a lot of drivers. I absolutely love the track, but I've also ran that track since the NR2K3 days, Jeremy. That was one of the tracks that Papyrus at the time put out, along with the track that I wish that they would bring back, but they probably never will, 8 Bull. And we have a lot of time on that track. There's a lot of drivers that know and understand that track, and they can race that track. The ones that typically don't like it are ones that probably don't have a lot of time or experience on the track, and it can be a tough track. No restrictor plates, fast speeds. You're hitting speeds 230, 240 mile an hour. It's a wild ride from start to finish. I absolutely love it, Jeremy, but depending on who you're asking, you might get a different answer.
Yeah, people go to iRacing for the realism, and so when you announce that something fictional is coming, they're like, why? And so it's just, if you're not part of the entertainment community, then I can see why you wouldn't want that. But either way, that's for a whole discussion. And here we are, green flag back underway. We're going to be 12 laps to go in the Vicente Guerrero at Bumpytona for race number 8 of the 19 scheduled for this season at OP. Zachary Workman, Rick Sanchez going to lead the thing off. Turn 1 now, turn 2. They still remain that way. Outside is the 5. He's going to have help from English. Mark Mann, who's won 3 races out the gate, super early in this thing, locked into the playoffs, Dustin. And what did you know? Coming up close to 10 to go, and he's in the picture again.
And it's kind of funny how that works. So, you know what? It doesn't surprise me, though. One thing we know for certain, Jeremy. One, we don't know how this race is going to end, but what is for certain, fuel is no longer an issue. Every driver came down, filled up. They have enough to make it to the end, plus some for green-white checkered. So these guys are going balls to the wall. The loud pedals are down. Oh, bump there from Anthony English. Got the 5 of Rick Sanchez out of sorts. That's going to allow the 19 of Workman and the 04 of Mark Mann to lurch forward. And would you look at this, Jeremy? We have drivers already here. Mark Mann moves to the top side that already have wins. You have the 71 of McCara there. You have the 04 of Mann, the 19 of Workman. They all have wins, and they're all up here bidding for another one, Jeremy.
4-lane choice. He's going to move back to the inside here. Allow Rick Sanchez to maybe take a chance at this as we're going to get yet another lead change here on lap 60 to 61. 16th lead change tonight, this time going to the first lap led for the driver of the 04, Mark Mann.
Excellent drive for the 04 Mark Mann. Getting big pushes from Zach Workman, though, but that middle lane still not out of it yet. They're getting reorganized now. Anthony English got a little bit of a breather there when Mark Mann jumped up there and Sanchez pushed, so now he's back to pushing Sanchez. That lane starting to lurch forward. Everett Lane, your third pusher in line. Oh, contact there. Drifted the 04 up. Door contact, but they save it and realign it. Everett Lane, though, as I was talking about, your third driver in line, is we've got all kinds of action going on further back, and they all rejoin the surface. That was a wall hit coming out of turn 4 that got that all discombobbled, Jeremy.
Yeah, I heard Nathan Warren come on the radio and apologize. I don't know if that was from his doing or not, but one truck off of turn 4 just way out of shape, slams the outside wall, but he kept it up at the top. So we do stay green, now 8.5 laps to go. Mark Mann has led the last 2 laps here. Workman back to the inside. He's going to bring McCara with him, who basically has been his partner half this race. The 19 and 71 doing very good teamwork in their Ford F-150s. He's got the Chevrolet Silverados on the outside for the first 4 or 5 trucks on the outside lane. At the line this time, Mark Mann going to lead 3 laps in a row for 8 laps to go.
Yeah, and you talk about the teamwork between the 19 and the 71. That's because they are Monday Premier Series teammates, part of FSR. So they are used to working together, and they are, again, bringing that over here to the Wednesday Series. But this race is getting good, Jeremy, neck and neck between Mann and Workman. Mann lurching forward, big pushes from Sanchez and English. Everett Lane still waiting in the wings. Jeremy, that third lane is not formed. Nobody's even really looked, but it will happen, Jeremy. These drivers are going to get a run, and they are going to try to start making moves. Not so soon right now up at the front, but at the back, just like that, you got drivers making moves, led by the 88 of Gabe Butler. He's trying to get that third lane going. And right now, he has got the 911 of Tim Abrell behind him and the 111 of Chris Lewis behind him. Now you have more drivers. Travis Elliott hops up there trying to get something going, but he's got to get off that wall, Travis, as they're trying to get that momentum rolling.
They're trying 3-4 trucks on the third groove here. On the back straightaway, 6.5 laps remaining in the Vicente Guerrero at Bumpy Tona. And through turn 3 and 4, the 5 and the 4 still duking it out. The 51, Travis Elliott creeping a little bit further forward. Now to the outside of Kildare. Oh, Everett Lane's going to cut him off momentarily to try to get a piece of that momentum. Mark Mann on the inside still going to lead that lap. So 6 to go now, but here's the 24. He's inside the top 5, lurching for top 3. 3 wide now for the race lead. Here it is, Dustin. This is where it's going to get chaotic.
Oh, yeah. 3 lanes all bidding for that top spot. Everett Lane, uptown. Rick Sanchez, midtown. Mark Mann, downtown right now. Third lane has 3 trucks, now 4, now 5. They've got momentum. The question is, can they get the 24 clear? Again, you only have a few laps of good running up there before that pusher starts overheating. You can manage temperature up there, but it is ever so tough. And right now, it looks like the 24 of Everett Lane, he's going to lead that lap. Oh, man, that was close, Jeremy. That was so close between all 3 lines.
Yeah, that was very close there. And that is a new leader. So that's your 10th different leader as Everett Lane gets himself a lap led here this evening for the 17th lead change overall. And we got your 5 to go here. This race will not let down unless there is a wreck of some sort. Believe in that. But it is a traffic jam, Dustin. How do you make a pass in this kind of situation?
Yeah, the biggest thing is when you are a pusher, the only way you can make a pass is temperature management. That means give space in the corners, cool the engine down, peak the right front out as much as you can without making contact, push like hell down the straightaways, get the driver in front of you clear like Anthony English did to Rick Sanchez. As you see, Sanchez now moved down in front of the 04 Mark Mann. Now Anthony English has got the fresh and clean air, and he's got Adam Kildare behind him giving him pushes, and Stephen Luttrell. You see that top line starting to fade. That's because their driver, Travis Elliott, who was the pusher, could not get out to get any fresh air. He was burning up. Now they got Luttrell up there with Everett Lane pushing. We've seen Everett Lane push the 19 Workman clear, double clear for the bottom 2 lanes. So now you're seeing the 51 give space. He's cooling the engine down, getting prepared to make a push once the 36 Luttrell gets clear. It is a chess match at 185 mile an hour plus, Jeremy.
Just a lot. They have 7.5 miles to figure out how they're going to do things. Oh, English.
Wow.
Linked in and out. Oh, here we go. Wrecking the back. Saves it. Wow, Dustin, he saved it. Right there. That first Casey Kane throwback. He's going to lose about 5, 6, 7 spots. But, man, what an impressive save by that driver. I'm trying to get the number because, like you said earlier, all the same paint scheme.
I think it was Abrell.
The 911.
Yeah,
actually.
Tim Abrell.
Tim Abrell. So excellent save by you, sir. That's going to hurt you on the pylon here. Now 5 miles to go. 2 laps.
2 laps to go. Stephen Luttrell still trying to make headway on the top side. Rick Sanchez in the middle. Mark Mann on the bottom. You have Workman, your inside lane pusher. English, your middle lane pusher. Lane, your outside lane pusher. Third in line, you got McCara on the inside, Kilday in the middle, and Elliott on the outside. All excellent pushers, Jeremy. Any of these drivers there, I would be comfortable. And contact made, Anthony English. How did he
there they
save
go.
that?
I don't know, but everybody else did not. Caution is out before the line flag. We're going overtime racing.
We are.
Daytona for the 5th or 6th caution here tonight. I think it's caution number 6. And we got some replays for you. The 3 went up on 2 wheels. Some crazy saves. What
There's
happened?
wow, man. I will give Anthony English some mad props. So you see the 3 gets... Hold on. That is the complete wrong one. I'm fired. That's it. I'm fired. Get rid of me. I'm fired.
Podcast is off next Wednesday, guys. We'll see you never.
Yep, I'm fired. There we go. That looks better. So that right there, it looks like a push from the 85 as they're trying to maximize draft. And then now we had a partial merger between Luttrell and English. So that's Stephen English now. And then he bounces off the 19. He saves it, but the issue comes further back. As you see, the 85 gets some damage on that one there. He goes around, and he is going to end up... Oh, man. Was that the 40? That was the 43. So close and so lucky on that one there. And Kilday's doing everything he can right now to save that. Back and forth. You see trucks and they're dirt sliding it, Lightning McQueen style. Good golly.
All right, take a look at the number 3 here, who went also up on 2 wheels on the outside retaining wall. And as Kilday kind of came back up the track and hit him.
Seabrins was making some cuts. Yeah, we're going to have to sit here and go on.
Keith Butler's involved. Virtue of just being in the wrong place, wrong time again. See it right there on the screen. There's a 3 in the 88 as we rewind. Just 85 comes down, comes back up. Bonk.
Ooh.
And collected. No blowover, though. That was nice to see.
No blowover. Man. And Jeremy, that is going to set up for a wild finish, folks. If you have stuck around for this race here, it is going to be a wild one right now. You have the 36, Stephen Luttrell leading the way. Mark Mann in second. Everett Lane is in third. Rick Sanchez fourth. Sean McCara in fifth right now. That is going to be your top 5. Stretching on to your top 10 is going to be Anthony English in sixth. Dave Hunt in seventh. Dana Shepard in 8th. John Bergeron, or Gary Bergeron, not John. Where did I get John from? Golly. Gary Bergeron in 9th. Andy Berganti in 10th. That is your top 10, Jeremy. But you know as well as I that these races, anything can happen. But like you said, we are in one of 2 of our official OP overtimes.
You're taking over my speech, it sounds like. On this fine Wednesday evening where you're getting names flip-flopped and incorrect, and it's okay.
Well, when we're making drivers like Mark English and Stephen English, you know, it's, I guess we're bound to get some names wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you'll find that most easily it's done at Nerd TV every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. We're more likely to butcher someone's name at some point in time, even if you're a veteran of the series that we're broadcasting. So should be getting the 1 to go signal this time, I do believe. No, we're not. So 2. No, yeah, 1. Yep, there it is. Got it. 1 to go. So that is the true top 2 is kind of familiar to the front row, at least in the back half of this race, being Luttrell and Mark Mann. Can the 36 sneak out a win, or does Mark collect his 4th checkered flag of the evening, or the season rather?
That's going to be the question. Is Mark Mann going to add another win tally to the column, or are we going to see a first-time winner this season? And Jeremy, we have a number of them right now that are even in the top 5. You got Luttrell there to sit here and try to get it. You got Everett Lane. You got Rick Sanchez is there as well. Anthony English, Dave Hunt, Dana Shepard, Gary Bergeron, Andy Briganti. So that is the drivers in your top 10 that can sneak in their first win this season if they can ensure that 04 doesn't get number 4.
About to find out. Do we go one more OT? Do we stay green for 2 laps? We're going to find out in just a half a lap how this thing starts off.
Jeremy, Steve in the chat is putting his money on the 5 of Rick Sanchez coming home with the dub. So, everybody in the chats,
fourth place.
you guys got the remainder of this pace lap and 2 laps after that to tell us who your pick is to get the dub tonight. Is it going to be Mark Mann for the 4th time this season? Is it going to be a new driver, one of many in the top 10, to snag their first win of the season? Light up the chats. Let us know who you're rooting for.
Pick your player. We're into this Mortal Kombat style because this race has been wild.
William Luttrell says, go 36.
No
Got our
way.
first one.
Yeah, Luttrell picking Luttrell. Oh, the bad start by the 24 is going to allow the 4 and the 5 to have lane choice on the front straightaway.
Oh, we are stacking it up in the back. We are going to go to our second overtime attempt, Jeremy.
Man, are you kidding me? We're trying to get this thing done, boys. What are we doing stacking them back up here? Looks like it's going to be a bad restart by the 78 and the 47, possibly. Outside lane, there was some checking up going on. Actually, it's a domino effect. It was further up, Dustin. It was maybe the 13 of Berganti or the 3 of Alex Green.
Yeah, we're going to have to rewind that. I mean, we got a caution period here. We're going to have to rewind that and see where that checkup came in. So we're going to go to you said the 13. We're going to go further up, and we're going to kind of see where this is at. No, the 43.
43, all the way up there. The domino effect is real.
The domino effect was very real. Yeah, that come from the 43. Unfortunately, that is going to be the 43 that of Dana Shepard that kind of added to that conundrum.
Well, Ginger Parent, as we're reviewing it, says, predict the big wreck allowing Shepard to go through for the W. Well, I mean, he wasn't involved in this wreck, so it's going to give that opportunity still, I suppose. But no positions gained for the 43 on this one.
It is. I'm wondering, Jeremy, I think that might have been a money shift. That very well could have been a money shift.
Has every possible chance of being so. Here's the RPMs. 13, 27. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Huge jump. You saw it from 3 to 5 to 6, just like that.
Yep. So we seen that last week. I think it happened with Vicente Guerrero, where he restarted in 4th gear, and that's what happened to it. So yeah, that's exactly what it looks like took place. And Jeremy, we got people coming down pit road right now, and you got some gamblers staying out. Workman stays out. Richard Kuhn stays out. Chris Lewis stays out. Kyle Ether stays out. Len McNeese, Tim Abrell, Andrew Schroeder, Derek Donna, and Vicente Guerrero stay out. And it looks like the 51 of Travis Elliott may be the last one that stays out. Yes, that means everybody that came down, they are now starting outside the top 10. Yes, you heard me right, folks. Outside the top 10.
There it is. We're going to take a quick last little picture-in-picture, gather up everything we need to for the final restart of the night. We'll be right back.
We are back, folks. I want to take this time to try to get some of these shout-outs going. Give my my lead commentator a couple minutes to rest the voice there. Talked about William Luttrell saying go 36, no surprise. Checker Flag Motorsports says, Mr. I don't win a lot, Mark, nursing home man. So obviously rooting for the 04. Lorna Luttrell says, go Luttrell. So the Luttrell fan base out there. Dan Parent says, Mark Man for the 4-Pete. Belva Felt says, I'm putting 5 on 5. Talking about none other than Mr. Sanchez himself. Steve Rada says, let's go Rich. Hashtag Nerd Squad. Talking about Rich Kuhn out there as well. So again, a lot of fan base out there. Only a couple laps to get it decided, Jeremy, if we can go from green to white to checkered.
The new leader, the 51 of Travis Elliott. Where did you come from, sir? Your first lap led is in overtime, so welcome to the top spot. Let's see if he can sneak a W in for himself. Pace truck coming down any moment here, and we're going to set these things off for 2 more laps guaranteed. This is the final restart attempt. Green flag is out. Let's see if we can get to the gearboxes this time. Looks like 3rd gear's achieved. No money shifts, please. Looks like we're going to stay that way. Into turn number 1 here, side by side, 1951 still. Little gap there on the inside lane.
Yeah, right now it's a 2x2 truck battle. 51 of Elliott on the inside, 19 of Workman on the outside. You have Kuhn, your pusher on the inside. The 111 of Chris Lewis, your pusher on the outside.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go. Big wreck. iRacing caution. And the question is, Jeremy, is where was the last scoring loop and who was in the lead to determine who got this one? It's going to be a close one on this one. iRacing caution thrown. Have to wait on the scoring loop to determine on who was in the lead. Right now, Workman is putting himself up there, but we have to see where they are at during the pace lap. This is your final lap. That was our last chance, Jeremy. But right now, Workman's leading the way.
I think it's the 111 based off replay footage.
It goes off timing
Yeah.
loop, though. That's why I
He was
said
in
we got to wait.
Yeah, it's weird because he was in front for the most part of that back straightaway. But it looks like he's going to be hanging tight behind the 19. So, is it Workman?
Yep.
Yep, he's going to file in. That means he's going to be second place. Zachary Workman, sweep stage and win here tonight. Man, 3rd start, Dustin. He's 2 for 3.
Yeah, and to go back on that, on why that took place, this very same thing happened in a Monday race with me. Daytona and Talladega literally only have 2 scoring loops. It's literally a straight line that goes right through the start-finish line, right at the peak of the tri-oval, all the way through the backstretch. So that means at the time they were on the backstretch and they crossed that timing loop, the 19 was in the lead. The 111 of Chris Lewis was second, and the 51 of Travis Elliott was third. After they passed that, that's when the 111 surged forward and the caution came out. But iRacing reverts to the most recent scoring loop passed. And because there's only 2, that's what happens. So the 19, not that it wasn't earned. It definitely was earned on that one, but hard racing ends under caution, Jeremy. We don't like to see them end under caution like that. We like to see them race it out, but Zachary Workman gets another dub on the Wednesday Buttkicker OP Grand National Series.
And this is the first time, I think, in 2025, we've had a race finish under caution. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a weird one-off or two-off situation for us. But yeah, we have to wait for Zach to go all around the track to the front straightaway, do his burnouts. Getting a little congratulatory motion there from the 0-4. And Gus, I think right now we should just go over the unofficial results because we're going to wait for this guy to go around to the front stretch. So Zachary Workman, Chris Lewis, and Travis Elliott. That's some Some new names are going to be joining us in the booth here this evening. Richard Kuhn in 4th. Mark Mann, P5. 6th place, Everett Lane. Then Anthony English, Dave Hunt, Gary Bergeron, and Rick Sanchez. That's your top 10. 11 through 20 is Randy Cornwell, Dana Shepard, Andy Briganti, Eric Lowry, Nathan Warren, Alex Green, Rick Seabrands, Derek Donna, Stephen Luttrell, and Vicente Guerrero. 21st on back is Len McNeese, Timothy Abreu, Andrew Schroeder, Gabe Butler, Harold Rothery, Jeff Crosby Sr., Christopher Jordan, Kyle Ethier, Sean McCara, Mike Edgerton, Adam Kilday, Dwayne Corbett, and Douglas Johnson. Is your 33 truck entry. Burnouts from the 19. We're going to gather him and the other two up for their podium interviews. We'll be right back. And we're full screen here for the post-race interviews presented by Victory Fuel. And here we go. We got a third place on deck. First time I think we've talked to this man, Travis Elliott in the 51. Congrats on P3, man. Travis, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You got a cap?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, how we doing, dude? You got P3 tonight. You kind of snuck in there very late in the going. I got to the final restart, and I'm like, where'd this 51 come through? How'd you make it up there?
You know, I had a couple lucky breaks and just kind of been patient and just make my way through the field, catch some lucky cautions, and you know, I'm sitting here coming to the green flag. I basically had just enough maybe to get to turn 4, so that was definitely a lucky break on that, and yeah, just luck.
Well, this is only your second start in 8 races. You have a total of 9 points coming into this thing, and here you are in P3 tonight. Any more showings here for the 51 coming up here recently or soonish?
You know, I just try to run when I can. It's always fun when I get to pop in here on a Wednesday night and, you know, on Saturday nights too. But Wednesdays are definitely a special occasion, rare occasion kind of thing. Basically, we'll see where I can.
All right, man. Well, impressive stuff. You survived bumpy Daytona. You got here. Your truck looks pretty clean overall. You said you had some luck on your side. And any shout-outs you want to give out since we got you in here?
I just want to thank OP for putting on races and giving us a place to come out and have some fun with each other. And I want to thank you guys at the Nerditudes for broadcasting this race and showing how fun it is to run these cars around this bumpy 08.
Very bumpy. Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate it. You have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you next time whenever that might be on these Wednesdays.
Yeah, you never know. It might be next week. It might be 3 months from now.
All right. I will not hold my breath.
Please do not.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, man.
You too.
Thank you. And that was Travis Elliott, driver of the 51 for a second start of his 2025 Season B Series. Now, the driver of the number 111, Chris Lewis, second place here tonight. Chris, congrats on second.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Another name we haven't talked to this season, back to back, Travis, and then now you. So, you got some flashy new paint on this truck, you and the team. So, what's the decision on that? And how did you make it to P2?
We do. That's our sponsor, Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You need a new car? Come see us. We got you. And I got to P2 because of my team. Kyle gave me a good bump there at the right time. I don't know what happened behind him, but I was able to get up to P2 and thought I had it for a second or two. I was hoping, but looks like we didn't.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of chaos here. Some blowovers for sure. A lot of bumps. How did your truck feel out there? I know that there was a recent iRacing update, and so there's some aerodynamic changes. And how did you feel? The
It's
truck
loose.
handled you?
It's loose. Those bumps, if you get them at the wrong spot, you feel like you're going around, but you're not going around. It's kind of terrifying. In a way, it feels like there's more bumps than there used to be. So it's fun, though. I enjoyed it.
Well, very good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You got a great finish out of it. This is only your third start this season, so
I will tell you, though, I am digging the team's new paint schemes over the ones that we've seen from since you guys have come into the series. Love that Casey Kane-esque throwback and everything else. But I will tell you right now, your team schemes give Jeremy and I the biggest trouble up here because we think we got a number down and we're calling wrong names and everything else. I got to ask, do you guys do that on purpose? You're like, you know what? We're going to sit here and really give these broadcasters a run for their money.
We do. Randy tried to pull out the biggest upset of it all. I mean, his numbers are pure white. He doesn't even have a number.
We noticed. We noticed.
Awful.
I love it. I love it when teams get together and do stuff like that and have fun, even to sit here and give us broadcasters and the production crew a hard time. We absolutely love it, man. Glad to see you guys got the team up there in that top three like that. Glad to be able to talk to you. But moment's yours, man. You shouted out your sponsor already. Shout them out again if you want. Anybody else you want to say hi, give thanks to? Floor's yours.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. I love the broadcast. Watch it every, the next day. And just want to shout out to the team, TI Racing. I love Kyle, Randy, Tim. Tim made these paints. We've got more coming in the future. And, check out our sponsors, Asheville Rooftop Bar Tours, Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and coming soon, Cornwell Barbecue Sauce. Go get you some.
So what I heard from that is Tim is to blame, Jeremy. Tim is to blame.
I was going to say the same thing. I got you, Tim. Next week, no pressure. You got this. All right, man. Congrats. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Now it's the 111, Mr. Chris Lewis. Two of our top three, Dustin, combined it now for 5 starts when there's 8 this entire season. Kenny, that's just... But there's this other guy who's also Mr. Part-Timer, who's also only had 2 starts prior. We don't have a single full-time driver in the top 3, so that's kind of wild. But here we go. Zach Workman, we talked to him during stage. He won stage break. And he's going to just have fun. And that's all. That's the name of the game. And look at him. He's sweeping everything, man. Congrats on the second win out of your 3 starts.
Yeah, we're just a big, hairy winning machine over here. So, I don't know. I got super lucky with that green, white, yellow because I was like, I'll stay out for memes, and I probably honestly would have ran out if we would have stayed green. No caution there. So, I was like, all right, let me go pit. Did that, and then got the immediate yellow we needed, and just, stayed out in front. Got super lucky on the second yellow because TI Racing was lined up and I was going to get passed and swarmed and probably finish last. But somehow the scoring loop said I was first, so we'll take that.
Yeah, Dustin was kind of explaining it. It's start finish line and middle and back straightaway, and I was like, well, the 111 of Chris has your position halfway, or basically from turn 2 onwards to the yellow flag. I saw the 111 have the advantage, and then when you came out on top, I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So got
Yeah,
lucky on that, man. I guess luck. What kind of horseshoe sitting in your cockpit tonight?
I guess when
I
you
don't
wake
know.
up in piss excellence, you don't have to worry about luck, right?
I guess so. Something. I don't know. I don't know. Just like the carrot gods or something give me the right passage or something. I don't know. But yeah, well, Dustin would know. We had a finish like this like a few weeks back with
On
the
Monday.
88 and yeah, getting the scoring loop as well. So yeah, 17-year-old scoring loops are a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. We'll take it. Actually, I just rigged the race. I couldn't let Mark win,
That's
so
fair.
I had to
Instacart
throw
for the
that,
insta win.
yeah, use my code. You save 10% on your order, so might have to do that. Do a little plug, but yeah. So I don't know. It's just fun. I can do this a couple times a week, and yeah, just go balls to the wall and turn out 2 out of 3 times.
All right, man. Yeah. You and Mark are the only two drivers that share multiple wins in this season. So, congrats on that. Of course, we won't know until the next time we see you on track. So, any sponsors, family members, anything just in general
Yeah,
to shout out before we let you go?
yeah. Gotta think FSR Light. With Nate and Jeff Senior, not Junior. And we had Sean and Travis when he jumps in, so that was cool. I'll racing with those guys. Fritch and Jeff are on a separate vacation, so taking a little break. I gotta thank Instacart for letting me put it on the hood, and my girlfriend who's actually playing Roblox behind me and watching Kiddo, so Kid doesn't unplug my computer, so that's good. And then gotta thank the admins, doing the hard work. We gotta figure out some finishing positions, so that'll be fun after I get out of here. And yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting this. Watching us go in circles, so we appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good win, and we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah, the last thing is I need a tow because I'm a little bit out of gas right now, so I'm just sitting
Well,
here.
Instacart will save you 10% off the tow truck. Or some food, anyways, down there.
Oh man, they got AAA. Oh man, all these OP wins are paying
Listen,
out.
just tell the Instacart driver to bring a tow truck as their vehicle, and you'll be just fine.
See, I don't know, like if I have that kind of pool with Instacart. I'm like definitely in like the bottom half of like creators or whatever. They don't even know I exist. So yeah,
That's
we'll
fair.
see.
There we go. All right, man. Well, good luck getting out of that infield, and have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, I just might have to pop the clutch, and we'll let you guys come down and push it back to victory lane.
That's on you, Jeremy. That's all you.
I am closer by half a country, so that's country. So, see you later.
All right, see you guys.
Yep. That's Zachary Workman, 2 for 3 in his starts. Stalled out in the grass because he ran out of fuel during burnouts. Tells you how much fuel he had in that truck, Dustin. He had
Just the right
had
amount.
enough for. We're not going to go there. Nope. I'll leave that right there. Just, yep. All right. Well, that was a good race. For when it was green flag, I think we had 7 or 8 cautions in total. So, like, overall, we've seen better. We started off on these Wednesdays seeing
Now-
a lot of green flag, but it is bumpy Tona. It is a newer draft model with the trucks, so there's some things there, right? But
Yes.
just when it was green flag, it was good. It was a lot of 3 wide, some good teamwork. It was pretty good.
It was, and you hit it on the head. Yeah, we had 6, 7 cautions there, but Jeremy, I mean, we went back and reviewed a number of those cautions. And if it wasn't for the ridiculous
Air
amount of
pockets.
space and air pockets in between that should not have registered as contact, those cautions never would have happened. So, I mean, that right there would have knocked out at least 3 of those 6 to 7 cautions. So that put it at about 4 cautions, which at a plate race, I mean, isn't a bad number at all. Two of the cautions came there at the end for the green white checkers. and it's just product of it. But I mean, the racing, we talked about the bumpiness of the track, how rough it was, the new updates to the trucks, aero package. I mean, we had more blowovers tonight in a single event than we've ever seen in quite a while, Jeremy. I mean, there was counting the blowover that happened on the white, on the what would have been coming to the white flag lap. We were looking at 7 blowovers tonight. That is ridiculous amount of blowovers with this truck, which typically does not blow over that easy. So there was a lot of changes that took place on this. Drivers still getting used to a number of that. I mean, you heard it from Chris Lewis. He said, he goes, going over those bumps, he goes, it felt loose with this new package. He goes, but you weren't getting loose. It just felt like it was getting loose if you hit the bumps at the wrong angle. Well, there's no right angle really to hit these bumps, Jeremy, at 185 plus mile an hour. So these drivers had their hands full, hands down. But overall, was still an eventful race. It was still a fun race to call. I enjoyed it absolutely.
Yeah, 100% there, and it's a good time. Thank you all for showing up too in the chat box. That was fun chatting with every single one of y'all. Steve asking some questions. Of course, my brother and Kenny Bishop was in there. We had our usual suspects rooting on their usual drivers, and so just thank you all for keeping it entertaining on that end as well. And we're going to close this thing out, Dustin. We got some ARCA racing coming up here in less than 24 hours from now for the Pro Sim Racing Alliance, and after that, we're gonna go Sunday racing. Yeah, we got one more week of that. Sunday racing here at the Global Racing League Truck Series as we approach the 4th of July weekend. So, you guys.
No, we do not. No, we do not. So, unfortunately, going to put that out there. Unfortunately, we've already talked to Global. They know what's going on. I, unfortunately, not going to be available. I have to travel for work. So, day job comes first. So, we had to postpone that broadcast. But we will be back in action 2 weeks. So, not this Sunday, not next Sunday because of 4th of July, but the following Sunday, we will be back in action with the Global Racing League Truck Series and their phenomenal season going on as well. So, I just want to throw that out there.
Thank you for the correction. That is indeed true. I'm just not used to that, but there you go. Yeah, it's been a phenomenal stuff on Sunday too. We've had a great turnout on the watchers, great turnout on the track. Just everything about it's been great. So, but we're gonna close this thing out. Thank you all for joining in. Stay safe. Get your nerd on, Dustin. What you got for him?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly